James, the viewers are going to be confused again. Could you stop changing? I don't like change.
It was like a fit of rage yesterday. Instant regret. Instant regret. Like,
you look like I'm taking like 15 years off.
Dude,
it's a good thing.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
How do women do it? Like, how do they do it?
Well, ignorance is bliss.
Oh, yeah. Advice to women: grow a beard.
Should we go and ride bikes?
Yeah.
Where should we go and ride bikes?
Somewhere flat.
Let's
I've got no
go
gears
Windsor,
today.
yes.
Good morning, welcome to today's video. I'm with Bike Fit James for Bike Fit Tuesdays, filmed on a Monday. We were going to head to Twyford, which is like Windsor and a bit further, but it's pissing it down. I've had to have the camera away for most of the ride. I think we're just going to go for a coffee. Current mission is to just get there, talk about some Bike Fit stuff.
What's to enjoy? Yeah, man, living the dream.
You seem really sad today.
Why? I'm not sad.
Because you don't have a beard anymore.
Well, there's that. It's beard attachment issues.
Ah.
BAI.
That's a Bike Fit thing, isn't it?
It's a thing.
Yeah, okay.
It's a real thing.
So you went and got me a coffee, but you spilt mine.
I didn't spill yours. I spilled my own though.
And then you spit yours.
Yeah, I spilled mine.
James, why are you dressed like you're in Star Trek?
This is such a.
You've even got the little emblem of. You look like Spock.
Oh, space food. Oh, we're not allowed to do filming when I'm eating, or I'm not allowed to eat when we're filming,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Why does Velo Forte keep coming up in my videos? It was yesterday as well.
Velo Forte is the best stuff ever. It is.
Stop advertising products.
The small amount of people that follow me on Instagram might have seen a post last week that I posted of a pressure mapping result. It was a pretty frustrating session. A really lovely lady that came to see me, and she booked in for a pressure mapping session, and she had been utterly failed by both a bike fitter and her physiotherapist. And I guess the point I wanted to make was speaking to people about bike fitting before you book in with them. Don't just walk into. So the problem was that bike fitter had sold a bike that was a size too large. You know, it's a 54 centimeter bike, had an 80 millimeter stem on it. Seat post pushed down like right the way down inside the frame. You don't even have to be a bike fitter to know that there's something not quite right about that. Saddle was too high, as it often is, and so she was having issues with this position, saddle issues. Bike was too long, saddle was too high, so she went to a physiotherapist. The physiotherapist made it longer. I don't know why, and lowered the saddle a little bit, and she's still having saddle issues. So I'm the third practitioner that this poor woman has had to pay. You know, she's gone through God knows how much money trying to solve problems that should have really been solved right from the outset.
When you sold a bike.
Right, well, maybe when you sold a bike, but not everybody can. It's all the more reason to fit first, buy later. It was incredibly frustrating for me to just see how failed by the system this person was. And this isn't she's not in a minority here. This is systematic of bike fitting in the UK. The UK has more bike fitters in it than the entirety of Europe combined. Unfortunately, bike shops use bike fitting as a mechanism to sell the end user stuff. At the end of the day, they send a salesperson with not really any knowledge or experience in the field on a 3-day course with a big American bike manufacturer. They come back. There's no pass rate. There's no failure rate. There's no following up on this individual to ensure that they're practicing safe techniques. You spend your money, you buy your 20 grand motion capture system, and then pow, you charge for bike fitting. Find out how many bike fits they've done. You know, someone who's done 50 bike fits, you know, everyone's got to start somewhere. I was there once. But someone who's done 50 bike fits versus someone who's done 500 bike fits versus someone who's done 5,000 bike fits, those three individuals are going to bring up very, very different results. So do a little bit of research. I think there's sort of almost a bit of a danger with bike fits within bike shops. I mean, I'm a bike fitter within a bike shop, but I'm very lucky to work for a retailer that is very out of the box in their way of thinking. They're really pushing forward. They really want me as a fitter to succeed, and they're more about getting results than they are about selling stuff. And I think, and this is a very, very broad statement, potentially quite an unpopular one, but I feel that there are a lot of bike fitters are just basically there to catalyse the selling of product. So set of footbeds that may or may not work for you because they've got a funny little tool you can just stand on. It's all kind of cookie cutter prescriptive selling. Again, look on the IBFI website, but if you're in Scotland, go and see Gary Kirk in Glasgow. He's a good independent bike fitter. There are independent bike fitters in Derbyshire. Andy Brooks, a very good one. I'm in London. I have people coming from all over the country, but Switzerland. I had a guy flying from Switzerland the other week. Medical practitioners, they might know a lot about the body, but they don't necessarily understand how the body interacts with a bicycle. The bike element of cycling related issues is very often overlooked. A manual therapist will kind of look at a cyclist who's experiencing back pain on a bike, and they go, this muscle's tight, or this muscle's tight, and they'll put some tape on, and the problem goes away. But then the rider gets on a bad position again, and the problem comes back. So you end up with this vicious cycle of fixing the symptom, but not really treating the root cause. There's definitely an argument for both bike fitting and manual therapy, physical therapy. The two are intrinsically linked, but they're not the same thing. And I think it's important to have both. There's an argument for both, but be very wary of individuals that step outside of their jurisdiction. If I went out and I started, trying to straighten out someone's pelvis through manual therapy, people would be up in arms about it.
Yeah. So essentially, physios who.
But no one bats an eyelid if a physiotherapist gets a goniometer out and starts setting people's saddle heights too high. It's something that we touched on a few weeks ago. Like, how do you know if you've had a good bike fit? If you walk into a room with a problem and you walk out of that room and the problem's gone, that's when you know you've had a good bike fit. If you walk out of that room, you go ride your bike, and 6 weeks down the line you're still having that same problem, now the bike fit might be good, but go back to it. Don't go and get another bike fit. Go back to that fitter, and if they're worth dealing with, if they're worth your time and money, as I would, they'll try and sort it for you again, hopefully off their own back. Because it's like I've said before,
you pay for a service and you haven't got it if it's not fixed.
To a certain extent, yeah. I mean, you got to understand that bike fitters. Like I myself am not a messiah. I'm not the all-knowing, all-seeing. I'm not some Jedi. I don't. People don't walk into me. But people don't walk into my room and I'll wave a magic wand and then all their problems disappear. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of concentration. And you know what? I don't always get it right. But there is always that conversation with my clients that, look, go and ride it, see how you get on. If you're still having problems, you come back and see me. And I will do my damnedest to solve. And the thing is, when people come and see me and I can't solve it, I'll refer them to somebody else that can. And I tell you, it's not a bike fitter. It's a manual therapist of some description. I have a relationship with a very good osteopath, excellent osteopath actually. And
I know a great physio that can do your saddle height. Quick fire question time. You've got to answer these within 15 seconds. First question. Good vid. Can I have a bit of advice? I've developed quite a lot of pain in the outside of my right ankle. I've been in cleats for just over a year now and can't seem to shift it. Frustrated.
Put some hot support in the shoes.
It's likely to be the medial lateral placement of the cleat. So the cleat could be too far out or too far in. If you put it dead central, have a go at
moving it one of the ways.
Moving it inboard or moving it outboard.
Ask him what's the most important thing to get right is. Do we go seat height, cleat position, stem length, stem height?
I'm sorry, all of the above. They're all intrinsically linked. They're all they all affect one another. A lot of the time in my bike fitting, I will do saddle height. Well, I start with the feet, then saddle height, then reach, but then I'll go back to the feet, back to the saddle height, and you kind of go. Or the bottom line answer to that question is, I'm sorry, go and get bike fit.
Heel drops more than the other. Why might this be?
Do you have one leg longer than the other? Do you sit squarely in the saddle? I mean, if the saddle's too high, I know you said you've dropped the saddle, I think. If the saddle's still too high, I mean, I reduced the guy's saddle height by 30 mil the other day. But it could be, it could be a million and one things. One cleat's further forward in relation to the foot than the other. Your calves are tighter. Can't answer. Go and get a bike fit.
My cleats are as far back as they go, and it's still not enough, and I've tried 3 brands of shoes.
Email me with which brands of shoes you've got. I think if you can't get your cleat far back enough, I'm surprised by that.
It's probably something else wrong with the setup.
You could try, there's possibly something else. It's possible that the shoe's too big if you can't get the cleat far back enough. But one potential solution would be to move to a speed plate system and use a 4-aft extender plate, which allows you to get the cleat about 20 mil further back.
Never really realised cycling is so complicated.
Don't be a dick.
That's quite wet.